This is Kingsley. Kingsley is an Australian king parrot. This is Malibu. Malibu is a superb parrot. They love being in the bird room, which consists of a lot of small birds. So my goal is to get them used to all my small birds and my small birds used to them, so they can all come out during the day and all spend time together. In my previous video, I let my budgies out to meet Kingsley and Malibu, and these budgies were so pesky that they kept wanting to feed them and follow them around, and it annoyed Malibu and Kingsley very much. If you want to see that video, I'll put the link down below in the description and you can check that out first. In today's video, they're going to meet my Bourke Parakeets, which they are not as pesky as budgies. I have 6 Rosey Bourke Parakeets, and now I'm going to let them out. Malibu goes down to check them out. They're a little bit nervous of Malibu. And Bourke Parakeets are not pesky like the budgies. They're more peaceful, and I'm sure it'll go okay. Much better than it did with the budgies, so let's see what happens. Malibu, come on. Okay. Go up there and they'll come out. So the 4 Bourkes, they all flew over to the other side of the room, and they're just trying to figure out what Malibu and Kingsley are, as they're much bigger than them. And like I said, they're not pesky like budgies, and they're not as bold as budgies. So I think they're gonna, stay away from them and just look at them from a distance. So they did come a little bit closer, and Malibu's wondering, oh, are these pesky budgies, are they gonna bother me again? So Malibu's thinking, not sure if they're gonna bother him like the budgies did. So he seems okay, but he's gonna come over and check him out. My Bourkes love this tree. They're always on it, and now Kingsley's on there. He loves this tree as well. So let's see what happens as they both share the same tree. Kingsley, be nice. He wasn't bugging you like the budgies do. No, he wasn't. And here's Malibu watching the Bourke run back and forth. He's like, how come he's not bothering me and try to feed me? Let's check him out. Let's go closer. Maybe I'll scare him away. He thinks he's a budgie. He's like, oh, you're pretty nice. Aw, maybe they'll be friends. Malibu's got his eye on Raspberry here. Raspberry just keeps running back and forth. Malibu's probably thinking, when are you going to jump up here and start trying to feed me and bother me like Jack and Splash did earlier? If you haven't seen my budgie video of them meeting my budgies, you have to go check it out because it was pretty intense and pretty entertaining, I guess, and stressful. Just to watch it, how the budgies were so pesky, but now Malibu is much more calmer with the Rosey Bourke Parakeets. Malibu seems much more happier now that he's actually been able to climb without being followed by budgies trying to feed him and just, following him everywhere he goes. So now he can climb in peace. He's like, oh, I like these Rosey Bourkes. They don't bother me. They're letting me do whatever I need to do. And Malibu loves to climb. He's a very, very active bird, and the bird room is like a jungle gym to him. This is Raspberry. He's going to be 6 years old in about 2 weeks. Isn't he cute? He's so adorable. I love him so much. I love them all. Oh, and look at this. Kingsley's gonna take a bath, so you can tell he's more content without those pesky budgies bothering him. But Malibu has to come over, of course, and chase him away, because Malibu copies Kingsley all the time. So Kingsley was taking a bath, and now Malibu has taken over the bath. And yeah, but Kingsley's like, hey, I was doing that first. But Malibu copies everything that Kingsley does. There, you have 2 baths now. You can't even fit in there. The Bourkes are getting excited with hearing the water splashing. I hope to go over and take a bath with Kingsley and Malibu. Malibu's a bat bird. Look at him just hanging around. He's bathing in the air up there. Kingsley's making a mess. He almost emptied the whole bowl. The Bourkes are still watching. Now Malibu came over and said, hey, go take a bath, it's fun. They're not sure though. Malibu gets nervous when they fly. Because the Bourkes, when they fly, their wings make noise as well. But they get nervous when birds fly over their head. And he just does all these like twitches with his wings. You see that? Rascal wants to go over and bathe in Kingsley's water driplets. They love when the water's splashing, and they try to splash, in that water, but he's not sure of Kingsley, as Kingsley's pretty large, so he's a little bit wary of Kingsley. But they watch him from a distance, and I know they want to take a bath. But they'll take one later when Kingsley's finished. Rascal's still thinking about going over towards Kingsley. He just has to get a little bit braver. There he goes, there he goes. No. Kingsley's like, nope, get away. Kingsley thinks it's a budgie. So now I let out my Kakariki. This is Summer. Summer is like looking at the bigger birds going, what are they? And my Java Finches as well. I'm sure they're going to stay at this end of the room, as they like to just hide in those curtains over there, trying to make a nest. So here's Malibu with, oh yeah, I let out my budgies as well. I let the budgies back out again, because since there's other birds out, maybe the budgies won't pester them as much. But there's my Summer, the Kakariki. I would say Kakariki, however you say it. Anyways, there she is. She's not bothering with Malibu or Kingsley. She's just keeping to herself, which is good. So I think it's a little bit calmer, as they had lots of activity this morning, and it's now in the afternoon, so they seem a little bit calmer. Or, they're thinking, okay, they don't want to be fed, I'll leave Malibu and Kingsley alone. So now my budgies, Kakariki, and Java Finches are out. And Jack, the blue budgie there, sitting on the door, I think he's given up on bothering Malibu. Look at him, he's so calm. Finally, I just hope they leave them alone and they can all come out and have some peace and, bathe together, eat together, and just hang around. Oh, there's Sterling. Sterling was the pest last time as well. Oh, good Sterling. He's sitting on the other side, not chasing Malibu. And the Bourkes are still out. I believe I let them all out. There's 6 Bourkes out now. Hi, Malibu. Hi, Malibu. What are you doing? The Bourkes are usually not a problem with other birds. And the Java Finches as well. They kind of keep to themselves. But Malibu's like, what's this? He wants to check out and then there goes the Finches in the curtain. They moved down the bird barrier there. And they're going in the curtains. Malibu's looking. What are you guys doing over there? I put out some food now. It's much more peaceful with the budgies. They're not seeming to bug Malibu or Kingsley. I think Kingsley's on the other side of the room. But food usually does the trick and they all go and eat together. But some of them, you know, don't want to share. Like my Java Finches, sometimes they chase away other birds so they can eat it themselves. I don't think they'll be chasing away Kingsley or Malibu though. We'll see. And there's my budgie Sterling. It's more peaceful now, more peaceful. You had the Java Finch like, oh, I'm getting out of here. Who's this monster bird? Yay, they're eating together. Good, Malibu. Good, Malibu. This makes me happy. Look at them eating instead of arguing and chasing each other and trying to feed each other. Summer hops away when Malibu comes. Summer's not sure about Malibu yet. Malibu is much bigger than her. She's like, who are you? Nightshade and Nightwing are a little bit nervous of Malibu. His look at the size difference. They hop away when Malibu comes over, as they usually chase away the birds as they want the food to themselves. But now they're giving Malibu respect. Look at that. They'll just watch from a distance. Wait for Malibu to finish. At least they're not being pesky like a budgie. I was worried about them, as Java Finches can be pesky. But you never know what they'll do in the future once they get more bold and used to Malibu or Kingsley. But hopefully all will be well. And look at this. Sterling and Malibu eating in peace. Maybe Sterling's trying to fill up on food so he can go feed Malibu after. I hope not. Anyway, it's more peaceful now. I'm going to be letting out my cockatiels soon. My cockatiels have not been out with Malibu and Kingsley. And Monty, who is my boss of the bird room, he has to inspect every new bird and make sure it's okay that they're in the bird room. So I'm very curious to see what he will do, and I hope you are too.